I'm wondering what the Empire will go, because we've seen Duck having picked different lords in the past.
Mm-hmm.
So he might try some funky business, but I think he's probably going to try and stay a bit more on the normal side of what works, but I guess we'll find out.
Yeah, I remember when Bretonnia just came out, Duck, who, if you guys don't know, actually works for CA, had some pretty cool armies for Bretonnia. Alrighty, wow, look at this army of Duck.
What has AggonyDuck brought us?
He's brought us
SirEx.
2, 4, 5 units of triple gold experienced free company militia. Viking Cat was not kidding when he said free company mainline. Wow, those are expensive militia. We also have a steam tank, exactly what we were hoping for, along with a demigryph knight, 2 flagellants, 3 spears, no shields with 3 experience each. We have a light wizard bringing Foz protection, net of Amantok, and arcane conduit. And for our general up in the air, we have Boris Todbringer with Runefang, Crush the Weak, Foe Seeker, and Stand Your Ground. So very fun army.
Very fun indeed. And for the Greenskins, we got 3 units of Orc Boy Biggins and 2 units of Forest Goblin Spider Riders, a unit of Mangy Marauders Goblin Wolf Riders. And for the infantry, for Odium Slayer, we got 2 units of Goblins. We got 1, 2, 3 units of Savage, 4 units of Savage Orc Biggins. We got a unit of 8 Peak Loonies, Night Goblin Fanatics, a unit of Nasty Skulkers, actually 3 units of Goblins. And for the leadership, we got a Night Goblin Shaman, what a surprise, with Sneaky Stabbing, Itchy Nuisance, and Scroll of Power. And no Sneaky Stealing.
Interesting.
That's very interesting why you wouldn't take that, but yeah. And then we got a Goblin Big Boss on a Wolf, we got another one on a Spider, and a Orc War Boss with Potion of Toughness, Foe Seeker, Stand Your Ground, and Varg. So some peculiar choices here for both players, but I'm very interested to see how this front line from the Empire does, especially against all that cavalry, because he doesn't have enough demigryphs to protect all sides.
Indeed. So you can see he's obviously teching against Savage Orcs, because the Free Company Militia, they have a very low armor-piercing gunfire. So, because he doesn't actually have the Regiment Renowned version of the Free Company Militia. But it's like, these days, do you really need armor-piercing against Greenskins? Because when's the last time you've really seen a lot of Black Orcs ever since Savage Orcs got buffed, right? Exactly. I may bring 1 or 2 against Chaos, but other than that, I usually wouldn't.
Indeed. Yes, AggonyDuck is a game designer on CA, so if he loses to anything specific, you might want to see them get nerfed soon.
That can't beat me.
Right? Like, that's not right. Let's just nerf it. Yeah.
So wait, what's his position? Is it game dev, or like what exactly does he do? Do you know?
Game designer, balancer.
Gotcha.
Game balance design.
Pew.
Right. So what I'm curious here is that he probably wants to turn his front line a bit soon, because right now it's kind of like, seems a bit out of position with these guys over here, because they're not going to be shooting. Yes, there we do see a turn of them.
Indeed. So we see some Force Gobbo Spider Riders. So those guys have a little bit more of a charge impact than the Wolf Riders, and they also have poison, which is pretty nice.
Yeah, they're a great support unit, or they can just like do some damage to infantry. But the front lines are pushing up, and let's see how quick those Savage Orcs dies. Is he putting down a net there? Yes, he is. Oh, they are getting ripped to pieces, and he probably wants to destroy them quickly. Then he can just charge in with the steam tank or his Lord for Terror. But that's pretty much 1 Savage Orc left, and don't forget, chat, Great Company Militia, pretty decent in melee too.
Indeed. And giving your ranged units extra chevrons not only increases their melee stats, but increases their rate of reload. So that gives them an effective bonus of fire output.
Yep, it also boosts their missile damage and accuracy slightly. The cavalry is sort of like moving around, but it's still being a bit on the defensive side, but I do think that he's going to charge it in soon, and that's 2 Savage Orc Biggin units already gone for the Greenskins. That's a That's quite rough to lose that early on.
And look at this, he actually deploys some Goblin Fanatics a little bit early. Not sure how much I like that.
Yeah, they really didn't do a whole lot. Goblin Spearman gone as well. We do have the cavalry riding in, but they opted to charge the flagellants.
Yeah, look at that.
Well, the other Greenskin infantry is pushing in, but is it gonna be enough? And oh, SirEx, we didn't even see it. The old war boss got terrorized by the general of the Empire, taking a lot of damage.
Indeed. I really like how the flagellants are really holding up a lot of guys. And in the back, the demis are holding off some units of cav, and some spearmen are coming to reinforce that. This is looking pretty nice for the Empire, but again, these Free Company militia need to move over here and get in a better spot, because they're not shooting too much right now.
Yeah, I do think he's going to be in more trouble once he loses. Oh, those Demigrids actually hold them back because of the spearmen supporting, as you said. So that was pretty effective. And yeah, if he can take out the Lord here, he will be in a great spot, but... Oh, 40%. If he kills the war boss, he will be in a very strong spot indeed. And the Free Company over here, still shooting.
Yep, but they will get attacked by the Mangy Marauders. Not the best charge, but again, he needs to stop them. And here he's reinforcing with some lovely Spider Riders to actually use some damage. And he just needs to shut them up.
Yeah, but the issue here is, SirEx, right, that the Free Company militia should actually be able to beat these somewhat, or at least go even without taking too many losses.
Agreed.
They can do quite well there indeed, and he does have his cavalry freed up. That's probably gonna come support his front line now.
Agreed. He also should pull his Mangy Marauders out ASAP, because they're armor-piercing missiles, and he really needs that as a tank if he hopes to win the late game.
Indeed, he kind of has to.
And speaking
his
of
steam tank, though, for AggonyDuck has taken a lot of damage, and there's no healing, but oh! The old war boss just took a great charge, and if he kills him there, it's certainly over, and already it's kind of looking like the Empire is going to pull this home, SirEx.
Yeah, this is a very, very strange army, and it's doing great against the Greenskin rush. Just parking himself on the hill with a range and artillery advantage, and doing a really nice job.
Yeah, I think it was a pretty great composition of grouping your units and having a certain, you know, you have plenty of range, so you could. He took down 2 Savage Orc Beacons before the battle had begun. That's 1600 that you need to be charging in that didn't get their charge off and took a lot of damage. And then he just had the steam tank and his Lord for terror. And because he ranked up his Free Company militia to rank 8 and 9, they actually held in the front line and didn't waver.
Indeed, and we can see how much artillery is really helpful nowadays. We noticed this last week too, how something like a steam tank and artillery piece can force your opponent to rush you before they're in position. And against an army like this, you really need to take your time and approach them correctly.
Yeah, indeed. That's a great point, because that's actually what we do see from some players. They take that one unit of artillery just to really bother the enemy, so they are forced to rush or lose too many units. And as you said, this is an army where you really want to take your time, position your units correctly before you charge in, but because of that steam tank, you just couldn't. You had to go.
Indeed. Also, the cavalry of the Greeskins were just annihilated. They just got held up by the demis, and then those extra spearmen really paid for themselves, doing a lot of damage. And as you see here, just a mopping up operation looks like. And that Boris Todbringer, as you see, a really nice thing I see about regeneration lords is they keep their health very high, which in turn keeps their morale high, which is a really nice cycle.
Yeah, indeed, it's a great thing about those region lords. I'm kind of curious that he hasn't shattered yet. Oh, what? He has a whole fully healthed Orc Beacon unit. Did he not use that in the game?
Where is it? Where is it?
That's pretty right here. Well, it just vanished now, but that's quite important. But
yeah,
there we go. AggonyDuck taking first game with a very interesting Empire composition.
Indeed. And a slightly more traditional army by Slayer. So you can see Slayer's idea was he wanted to surround his and like overwhelm his opponent with these extra gobos, along with that main line of Savage Orcs, along with his huge cavalry force to try to just surround and disrupt. But again, going straight up that hill into gunfire, not a good idea.
Yeah, those Free Company militia really just laughed at him and just pushed him back. And then a net. I think the net could be a bit better placed and have hit 2 units, but it stopped the Savage Orc Beacons, which are the ones he really wanted to stop. And well, he took home the victory very efficiently.
Indeed. Another thing about the net was he netted it slightly in the middle, and then he basically shot at it from his right flank. So he basically had, we saw it in the end, those 2 units of Free Company militia on the side, that they were completely untouched. That's because he didn't want to cross over his men into the net. So it actually did some area denial, not just the regular net. So